Hello guys, welcome back to our anime moment. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Swallowed Star 2 episode number 41 based on novel. So let's start. After the Xinjiang sect master and the blind elder met, an elders meeting was soon held. I brought gifts to visit the owner of Yang Feng Guild, and everything went smoothly. Xinjiang sect master Feng Yuqi smiled brightly. Yang Feng Guild acts as usual, as long as they are not offended, they will not interfere in the war. This was also within their expectations. Not interfering in disputes between countries was a rule set by the Yang Feng Guild headquarters, and the branch owners dared not violate it casually. If the Yang Feng Guild wants to intervene, there must be sufficient reasons, and it must be confirmed by the headquarters. Elder Xinyan visited Lord Luo, and what was the result? The elder spoke, which was what they were most concerned about. Did he agree not to interfere? He didn't agree. The blind elder said. The other elders were a little angry when he didn't agree. We already respect him enough, but he is ready to attack us at any time. Luo He is a variable. I think we should work together to deal with Luo He before the army of Jo Jang who arrives. It's easy for us to defeat him with the power of our entire sect, but the eternal true God of this realm has strange and unpredictable means and strong ability to protect his life. I'm afraid he will quietly escape. Once he escapes, we will really become mortal enemies. Instead, we will force him to the side of Lord Jo Jang. The elders were discussing this. The blind elder also nodded and said, the power of the Heart Shadow Sect can defeat any eternal true God, but there is no guarantee that it can kill him. What should we do? If we have to watch a war really break out in the future, it will be a big trouble if he gets involved. The elders were also a little worried. If they were stabbed at the critical moment, it would be a big trouble. This Luo god said that he was an idol practitioner and would help anyone who was willing to hire him. The blind elder said, but he was very greedy and quoted a full 200 million cosmic sands as the hiring price. 200 million cosmic sands. Crazy. Who did he think he was? The elders could not accept the price. He offered us such a high hiring price, so he must have offered a high price to Lord Jo Jang as well. The blind elder said that Lord Jo Jang had not agreed to his offer yet. If he had agreed to it, he would have entered the city lord's mansion long ago. The leader of the Heart Shadow Sect smiled and said, don't worry, such a greedy person will not easily make a move without a sufficient price. Even if he really makes a move in the future, Elder Xinyan will lead the disciples to control the Heart Demon Kite, which will be enough to deal with it. Controlling the Heart Demon Kite is enough to deal with him. The blind elder nodded. He admitted that Luo He's realm was slightly higher than his, but he was cultivating the Divine King level inheritance, 6 absolute destruction, and after the all-round improvement of the Shinman mechanical flow secret treasure, Heart Demon Kite, it was still easy for him to deal with Luo He Divine Lord. That's good. Elder Xinyan controls the Heart Demon Kite, and as long as he can entangle Luo He, there will be no strong people under the command of Lord Jo Jang that we are afraid of. The elders are still very confident. After all, in the entire Yu Kingdom, there are only a handful of eternal true gods who can rival Lord Luo. Knowing that Lord Luo has not yet surrendered to Lord Jo Jang, that is good news. The leader of Xinjiang sect said, let's start the next step of the plan. In Huyang City, some of the huge flying boats and super-large mechanical treasures in the sky above Chaos area suddenly flew towards the caves of the 5 major families. What's going on? The Xinjiang Gate is here. The 5 major clans had long been filled with uneasiness, but the core members of the clans had moved to the city lord's mansion as soon as possible, leaving only a large number of ordinary clans with lower status. These ordinary clans accounted for more than 99% of the clan population, and it was very troublesome to relocate. Even if the head of the family gives an order, the execution will be delayed. The cave of the Chu Meng clan belongs to our Xinjiang sect. 10 super-large mechanical secret treasures are suspended in the air, and a powerful voice swept through the entire cave. All the creatures in the cave must leave. After 100 breaths, no creatures left in the cave will be left alive. We are royalty. How dare you seize the cave of my Chu Meng clan? Some clans are used to being spoiled, and dare to scold the Xinjiang clan. but most of the tribesmen quickly packed up some items and rushed out of the cave. In the dispute between the two countries, who would care about the Moli clan, an inconspicuous ethnic group on the fringe of the enemy's royal family, and quickly move away? The Jiang clan's cave is now owned by our Xinjiang sect. The Wu clan, the Meiwu clan. The Xinjiang sect didn't care how big the opponent's background was, they would occupy the cave without hesitation. Not slaughtering them directly was already very restrained. Under the threat of death, the 5 caves were almost completely empty within 100 breaths, with only a few ignorant and paranoid people still staying in the caves. I am a royal family, and you, the Xinjiang sect, dare to kill these few ignorant and arrogant people like me. In the end, under the invisible fluctuations, they were silently turned into powder without a trace. The royal family has been multiplying for endless years and has become countless in number. Many branches have been settled in marginal cities. Their status is not as high as they think. In some large clans on the origin continent, only the core members and elite members have higher status. The descendants of the 5 major families have all come to the City Lord's mansion. City Lord Hu Yang looked at the other 4 family leaders and said, "The City Lord's mansion needs to leave a lot of space for war, and it can't accommodate so many people. Let them enter the secret treasure cave and stay there temporarily." Mo Lixiao said. "This is the only way." The other 3 family leaders also agreed. The core of the family can just live comfortably, while ordinary members can go to the secret treasure cave first. Therefore, as soon as the ordinary members of the 5 major families entered the City Lord's mansion, they had to follow the order and temporarily live in the caves and secret treasures. Facing the orders of the family leaders, they could not disobey. In the entire Chaos Zone A, only Lord Luo's cave has not been invaded. Lord Hu Yang said, "Not long ago, we sensed that Lord Luo's cave had extremely strong energy fluctuations. Several family leaders were worried about whether Xinjiang sect had won over Luo He. Hiring Luo He is very expensive." The Lord of Huyang City immediately sent a message to contact Luo Feng. Luo Feng sat on the top of the mountain in the cave, drinking leisurely and watching the changes in the entire Chaos Zone A. The 5 high and mighty families were now forced to give up their caves. The very few ethnic groups who dared to stay in the cave were also turned into dust. Your background is useful only if you care about it. If you don't care about your background, what will happen? Luo Feng thought. The so-called background and dignity must ultimately be supported by strength. For example, the Yangfeng Guild, even if it was a small branch guild, had to be avoided in the war between the 2 countries. Brother Luo He. The Lord of Huyang City suddenly sent a message. "How come the City Lord suddenly has the leisure to contact me?" Luo Feng responded. "Not long ago, there was an extremely strong energy fluctuation in Brother Luo He's cave. It was the City Lord Hu Yang who visited Brother Luo He and asked. The power of Lord Luoha. There is a huge difference between being won over by the Xinjiang sect or the City Lord's mansion. Back and forth, it is equivalent to 2 Luoha gods. It was Elder Xinyan from Xinjiang sect who came to visit me and had a brief discussion with me." Luo Feng sent the message. "Oh, City Lord Hu Yang is very concerned about how the competition goes, and he is also very clear about how powerful Elder Xinyan is. The strength is still quite strong." Luo Feng sent a message, stronger than Blood Cloud. Huyang City Lord realized what Luo Feng meant and responded, "Brother Luo He can kill Shui Yun. If it's one-on-one, can he also kill this Elder Xinyan? I heard that he can control the Heart Demon Kite among the 13 mechanical secret treasures of the Heart Shadow Sect. If he controls the Heart Demon Kite, I can only suppress him, but I can't kill him." Luo Feng responded. The Lord of Huyang City was secretly shocked. Elder Xinyan controls the Heart Demon Kite. Luo He dares to say that suppression means that more power of the Heart Shadow Sect can be contained. The Heart Shadow Sect came to visit me and wanted to hire me. Luo Feng sent a message, "You know, I, an idle practitioner, care most about resources. But I also have a deep friendship with the Yu Kingdom, so I quoted a hiring price of 200 million cosmic sands. Brother Luo He is indeed straightforward. The hiring price he offers us is much lower than that of Xinjiang Sect. I believe Brother Luo he usually checks the content for free on the public account. Origin continent, right? Huyang City Lord praised. Even though he thought the price of 100 million cosmic sands was high, he still boasted that at this time, which side Lord Luo would join would have a huge impact on the battle situation. I will also report this matter to the Marquis, and I believe there will be a result soon from the Marquis's side. Huyang City Lord also comforted Luo Feng. When the call was over, Luo Feng held the wine jug. My offer seemed a bit high, and neither side agreed. Luo Feng thought that this competition should be able to prove my worth. No matter who rules this chaos state, Lord Jo Jang or Lord Liu Yin, they must ensure the safety of the people in the city. Only in this way can the people in the city continue to pay the residence fee. Luo Feng was too lazy to intervene in who won or lost, unless the reward was enough. If there were 100 million cosmic sands, it should be possible to achieve the Chaos Realm faster. Luo Feng thought that if the children of a large family were good enough, the resources of the large family would naturally be tilted towards them. There is no other way, you have to earn every resource by yourself. Inside a palace hall in Zhejiang City, Marquis Jo Jang sat alone on the throne, his silver hair draped over his shoulders, and every strand of hair caused disturbances in the void. This Liu Yin Marquis actually sent the Xinjiang Sect to kill me. Even if he really took away my Zhejiang chaos state, I'm afraid he would have to give a part of it to the Xinjiang Sect. Zhejiang Marquis's eyes were much colder. It seemed that he was determined to seize Zhejiang chaos state this time. This is my fiefdom. It is the resource for my cultivation. The void around Lord Zhejiang is distorted, and you, Lord Liu Yin, determined to seize my fiefdom. Judging from all the information, you are stronger than me. But in a real fight, it's not just about superficial intelligence. Marquis Jo Jang has been very patient. The two chaos states are adjacent to each other, and it was Marquis Liu Yin who took the initiative to stir up trouble, and he has been patient. But now the enemy has sent the Xinjiang Sect to attack the large city, Huyang City. If we continue to endure it, I am afraid that except for Zhejiang City, all other places will be occupied. I have dispatched the elite troops of the entire Zhejiang chaos state to Huyang City, but with only my elite troops, we are no match for the Xinjiang Sect. Zhejiang Hu is well aware of this. At the level of eternal true God, the forces under his command were indeed inferior to those of the Heart Shadow Sect. They were close in number, but inferior in quality. After all, the cultivation methods of most of the eternal true gods in Zhejiang chaos state are far inferior to those of the eternal true gods of Xinjiang Sect. In addition, the many treasures left by the king of Xinjiang Sect also greatly improved the strength of the disciples of Xinjiang Sect. Luo He asking for 100 million cosmic sands is really bold. Zhu Jianghu was also in a headache. He first tried to find a way to invite a few eternal true gods from the capital. As for Luo he would wait and see the situation. After the Xinjiang Sect arrived in Huyang City, they acted extremely quickly. First, they occupied most of the caves in Chaos Zone A, then visited the owner of Yangfeng Hall and Luo God, and after appeasing the two major sources of danger, they began the most important step of the operation, which was to actually control the entire city. While occupying the caves of the 5 major families, he also sent his subordinates to seize the 3 forbidden areas in the city. With a loud rumble, 5 super-large mechanical secret treasures have already arrived at one of the forbidden areas. The Huyang Legion in the forbidden area had already evacuated, and only a few Huyang guards were still guarding it. What are you going to do? The Huyang guards looked at these 5 super-large mechanical treasures nervously. All of you surrender, otherwise, you will die. A voice came from the sky, and the power of 5 super-large mechanical secret treasures enveloped the entire forbidden area. The Huyang guards looked at each other. The generals and commanders had already retreated to the city lord's mansion. The people guarding the forbidden area were just ordinary Huyang guards. The city lord's mansion did not expect these ordinary Huyang guards to be able to defend the forbidden area. They just wanted to confuse the enemy. We are all void true gods and ordinary true gods. If we resist, we will die. There's no way to resist. The gap was too big, so these ordinary Huyang guards surrendered obediently. Soon, the group of Huyang guards were captured and put into the space secret treasure, and the 5 super-large mechanical secret treasures were shrunk and quickly drilled into the forbidden area. With their 5 strengths, they quickly destroyed the layers of defense in the forbidden area. The foundation of the forbidden area has long been dismantled, and the entire Huyang city formation can only maintain its minimal power. Before we attacked, the 5 major families had already dismantled the core of the formation. The 5 super-large mechanical secret treasures went in to investigate and found that everything that could be dismantled in the city lord's mansion had been dismantled. The 3 forbidden areas were demolished in advance, and only the ordinary formations integrated into the entire city were still in operation, making the Huyang city formation only 1 or 2% of its power. Set up the Sect's formation as soon as possible. Eternal True Gods immediately flew out from the 5 super-large mechanical secret treasures and quickly arranged the formations according to the plan. The Xinjiang Sect has multiple sets of Sect formations. As a former God King level sect, their formations are much more mysterious than the Huyang city formation. The most advanced formations even need to be driven by the Lord of Chaos. What is being arranged at this moment are 3 simple Sect formations that can be set up in a short time. The power of movable formations is generally inferior to that of fixed formations. The superposition of these 3 Sect formations is only slightly stronger than the fixed Huyang city formation. But once a major war breaks out, the influence of the formation assistance is still very great. The 3 sets of Sect formations require 7 locations to set up the formations. These forbidden areas are large enough and suitable for setting up the formations, so they are also utilized. The Chaos Zone A of Huyang City is like a huge ring, surrounding the City Lord's mansion. At this moment, except for a very small point, the Luo God's Cave, the entire circle has become the base of the Xinjiang Sect. Sect Master, the 5 major families have dismantled the core of the 3 forbidden formations in advance. The Sect disciples are setting up the formations at full speed, and it won't take long to be set up successfully. An elder is in charge of the Sect's formation arrangement, and he reported immediately. We must hurry. The leader of Xinjiang Sect stood on the top of the highest mountain in Chaos Zone A and looked around. Elder Yuni, take over the 4 city gates immediately. From now on, completely prohibit entry and exit. There are many elders around, each leading a group of disciples. Following the order, 8 super-large mechanical treasures flew to the 4 city gates. As they flew, they even forced their way through the void. Obviously, with the weakening of the power of the Huyang city formation, the space ban was also greatly reduced. The entire Huyang city may become a battlefield at any time. We have to leave quickly. Leave this dangerous place first. Many practitioners sensed the danger and rushed towards the city gates. However, even if the Huyang city formation was only 10% or 20% powerful, there were only a few eternal true gods who could forcibly shuttle through the void on their own. They had to fly slowly, and it would take some time to fly to the city gate. Practitioners kept leaving. Suddenly, 2 super-large mechanical treasures shuttled through the void and arrived at the East City Gate. The city gate was closed. A terrifying aura enveloped the entire East City Gate, and a darkness shrouded it, directly capturing the guards at the city gate. Oh no, the city gate is closed. The practitioners who were still on their way and had not yet reached the city gate felt a chill in their hearts when they saw this scene from afar. At this moment, the practitioners who had already reached the outside of the city secretly breathed a sigh of relief. They took action so quickly. Outside the city, the Zhu clan leader Zhu who watched this scene from afar. I took 50% of the clan members and fled as quickly as possible. But the remaining clan members were in some trouble. The Zhu family has been rooted in Huyang City for too long, and a large number of their descendants have infiltrated every industry in the city. Whether it is the Huyang Guard, the Huyang Legion, or even members of many forces, they are descendants of the Zhu clan. Even if he wanted to escape, Zhu who could only put the vast number of clansmen who were already in the family cave directly into the cave's secret treasure. As for those scattered throughout the city, he had no time to gather them together. There are only 2 eternal true gods of the Zhu clan in the city. Zhu Yu and Zhu Fuqing, one of them has many friends and the other is a member of a large branch. They should be able to protect themselves. Chu Hu thought that with the two of them, they should be able to protect more people in the clan. After all, 50% of the entire ethnic group are ethnic minorities, many of whom are elites, and the Shu family cannot give up. Look at the two children, Ji Yu and Fu Qing. Shu Ji Yu sighed. The thin old man felt more powerless than ever before. Faced with the Heart Shadow sect, they didn't even have the ability to resist. With such a powerful sect, even the strongest eternal true god of Yu state could only think of ways to save his life. Shu Hu immediately shuttled through the void and left quickly, but the direction he left was the neighboring chaos state. 8 super-large mechanical secret treasures were sent to the 4 city gates, prohibiting entry and exit. When the Sect's formation was completely set up, the dark formation completely enveloped the entire Huyang city. Whether it was the sky or the ground, it was completely sealed off, leaving no blind spots. The original 4 city gates were also shrouded in dark light and sealed, making it impossible to enter or exit. It worked. We can go back now. Looking up at the vast Sect formation. The 8 super-large mechanical secret treasures guarding the 4 city gates have just begun to leave. The Sect's formation is sealed everywhere, and there is no way to get out. If you want to force your way out of the city, only Lord Luohe has the strength to do so. The Xinjiang sect still hopes that Lord Luohe will leave on his own initiative. This is not the Huyang city formation. The Xinjiang sect arranged a large formation that covered the entire city. All the eternal true gods in Huyang city noticed the changes in the formation. With their knowledge, they naturally saw the difference between this dark formation and the original Huyang city formation. It's getting more and more lively. At the Yangfeng Hall, the owner Di Chuyu watched the scene leisurely. When he traveled around the continent of origin, he saw all kinds of conflicts. The conflict in Huyang city was just a small disturbance in his spiritual life. Our Flame Wind Guild is aloof from all parties, but it is also not easy for us to interfere in the war, said the deputy guild master with a grey mist body. If every branch can intervene in the war at will, Yangfeng Guild Hall will not be able to remain aloof, Di Chuyu said. Master, you have just arrived at the Xinjiang sect and you have already realized the law of chaos. It seems that the Xinjiang sect is still your lucky star. The deputy master said with a smile. Ha ha ha. Di Chuyu laughed heartily and was very happy. After a long time, even with the guidance of secret books, it has only reached the Chaos Realm today. Emperor Chuyu sighed, it is too difficult for the law lineage to reach the Chaos Realm. The secret book he practiced was a secret inheritance from the royal family of the ancient country of Yangfeng, and it was much more powerful than the ordinary God-King level inheritance. From the eternal true God to the Lord of Chaos, the general way of inheritance is to accumulate continuously and finally make a breakthrough. However, the royal family of the ancient country of Yangfeng had already left detailed instructions, and following the instructions step by step made the breakthrough much easier. People like Luo Feng are just accumulating things aimlessly. He has the will of a God-King, a perfect divine body that brings him a huge soul, and he also has the profound insights into the origin of life and the origin of destruction. He has mastered more Chaos Realm moves than Di Chuyu, but he just can't break through. I have the guidance of the secret book, combined with the 9 complementary moves of the Chaos Realm, and with the assistance of many resources, I have only broken through today. Di Chuyu said, I don't know when Luohe will break through. The law lineage has reached the Chaos Realm, which is the minimum threshold for the Emperor Chu lineage to recruit guests. He has accumulated a lot of knowledge, but it takes some luck to break through the Chaos Realm. The deputy museum owner said, by the way, museum owner, when will you go back and report your breakthrough to the tribe? There is no rush. Di Chuyu said, I have reported to the ancestor, and the ancestor asked me to keep it secret for the time being. He will send resources over and wait until the divine body is fully grown and the strength is fully consolidated before going back. The deputy museum owner showed a happy expression, just do whatever the ancestor tells you to do. Among the royal family of the ancient country of Yangfeng, those who can cultivate the infinite divine body are also the elites of the clan. The infinite divine body of the Emperor Chu lineage has accumulated over endless years, and there are only nearly 100 of them in total. All of them are qualified to contact the ancestor directly. the deputy museum master has a relatively low status within the clan. After all, the eternal true gods of the bloodline cultivation system, no matter how powerful they are numerous in the royal family, so naturally they are not qualified to contact the ancestor. The ancestor of the Dichu lineage was one of the emperors of the ancient country of Yangfeng, named Dichu. The infinite divine body of the chaos realm is more majestic and grows slower. And I also need to practice secret techniques to consolidate my strength. Dichu said, I hope Luo he can break through before I leave. I can also take him back with me. You should be able to completely consolidate it within 1 or 2 centuries, master. How can Luo he break through so quickly, said the deputy master. It is normal to be stuck at the bottleneck for thousands or tens of thousands of centuries. This video will end here.